Tonight I have with me my sister Erin, my friend Lauren, my dad Kurt, and my mom Kate, who will be filming. And tonight I will be doing my informative speech on Gloria Steinem. Gloria Steinem was born March 25th, 1934 in Toledo, Ohio. She attended Smith College and studied government and political affairs. She went on to study in India at a postgraduate fellowship, where her eyes were opened to others suffering in the world and high standards of living of the United States. Gloria was a writer, a feminist organizer, a journalist, editor, and lecturer. She was the co-founder of Ms. Magazine in 1972, which is an American liberal feminist magazine. She was a spokeswoman on women's issues and issues on equality. Her first journalism job was as an undercover bunny at the Playboy Club. Here she realized how underpaid women were and how unequal women and men were treated. Gloria's reason for Address to Women of America were women's rights, equality, the concern with gender roles, and racism. And here I have the short speech of Address to the Women of America. This is no simple reform. It really is a revolution. Sex and race, because they are easy visible differences, have been the primary ways of organizing human beings into superior and inferior groups, and into the cheap labor on which the system still depends. We are talking about a society in which there will be no roles other than those chosen or those earned. We are really talking about humanism. Address to the Women of America was on July 10, 1971, at the founding of the National Women's Political Caucus. Her reasons for her speech were to end sexism and to end racial discrimination. After Gloria's speech, she has co-founded a number of organizations focusing on human rights issues like racial equality and pro-choice activism. Since her speech, people have respected her, and here are some examples. Christine Stansel, who was a history professor at University of Chicago, states, "She was to the women's movement what Martin Luther King Jr. was to civil rights, the galvanizer." Susan Faludi stated, "We've not seen another Gloria Steinem because there is only one Gloria, and someone with her combination of conviction, wit, smarts, and grace under fire doesn't come along every day." So as you can see, she's had a big impact positively on America, and women especially. The reasons I chose this speech was because I, myself, am a woman, and I can relate to this subject. I also strongly believe and agree that you earn what you get, which is exactly what Gloria said in her short speech. I also agree that you should not be judged on your appearance, whether you are male or female, black or white, tall, large, and many more physical appearances. Does anybody have any questions?
What got Gloria so interested in becoming an activist?
Well, she graduated from Smith College in 1956, and at that time, women had very few opportunities, including they couldn't run in the Boston Marathon, and they weren't allowed to have credit cards without their husband's permission. So that few things like that motivated her to become a women's activist.
Okay, thank you.
Did her speech help in the women's activist movement?
Well, originally when she wrote or came out with the Ms. Magazine, they sold out the 300,000 copies in 8 days. But she also made domestic violence a national issue by showing the faces of Bruce women on the cover. But she obviously had setbacks too when people did not agree with her arguments.